Thank you, Mr. Leader. I've been really lucky enough to serve with Dianne Feinstein since the start of my time here in the U.S. Senate, after we were both elected in the so-called Year of the Woman, when there were finally, after a long time, 6 of us in the United States Senate. So 24 sounds pretty great to me. We still have work to do. Senator Feinstein was truly one of a kind, and right from the very start, she really stood out to all of us here as someone who came here to be a voice for her constituents and values. And whether it was gun safety or abortion rights, she was tough as nails and ready to face down any of those guys here in the Senate. She was really a role model and set an example for all of us on how to conduct yourself and to stand strong for what you believe in. She showed America that women did belong here in the United States Senate and that our voices were needed. She was a hard worker who would never give up or stop talking to the people that she disagreed with, which is why she often made so much progress that seemed impossible. And she was someone who read every single brief and asked really tough questions to stay on top of some of the most complicated issues in foreign policy, which is exactly why, when Dianne spoke, we all listened. Look, I'm not going to list all the legislative accomplishments of Senator Feinstein. There are far too many, and you've heard people talk about them. But what I think the American people should know is that Dianne did really big things. It is not easy to make a difference in Congress, and of course, no bill is the sole accomplishment of any single member. But there is no question Dianne made waves in this country, that her personal story and how she communicated what she had been through when her colleague was assassinated had a real impact. There is no question she absolutely changed the culture and the conversation around gun violence to get the assault weapons ban passed. And whether it was that or standing up to the CIA to shine a light on the inhumane use of torture, Dianne never backed down. And she made waves. She changed the conversation and the policy. I mean, Hollywood made a motion picture about her. But I don't want it to get lost that Dianne was so much more than an icon. She was a dear friend to many of us here on both sides of the aisle. She was so quick with a thoughtful gesture or a sympathetic ear, a kind word, or a generous gift, like the pictures she drew of those flowers, shared with several of us, and I'm so proud to have one hanging on my wall. That personal touch is something that made you feel seen and heard and supported when you most needed it. She was the most gracious and elegant woman. And then in the next minute on the Senate floor in a committee hearing, she'd be fiery and tough. That was Dianne. So as we start to celebrate her legacy tomorrow, I want her family and her staff and all of our constituents to know how much she was appreciated and loved, and our support is there for them now. Senator Feinstein will be deeply missed and long remembered. And today I'm so proud, as we turn the page on that history, that we begin another page here with Senator Butler. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the United States Senate. We know you're going to make California proud and make your difference as well.